A sickle cell. You have to take the lights. So now that the light is back, I need to be fast. Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, guys, you are the real MVP. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you. This is the face behind Lifestyle Repub, and you're welcome to my republic. So guys, it's been like a long time I asked you guys to subscribe to this channel. Please, if you know you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please, I beg you, do not watch this video without subscribing. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell, and anticipate new video. Maybe not every week, but anticipate. Today I'm going to be doing a book review. The name of this book is Stay With Me. I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know, because I'm using the front camera though, but I'm going to put a picture of the book somewhere up or up here, anyway. But I'm sure I'm going to like show you guys the picture of the book. So this book is written by Ayobami Adebayo. Like, I think this is the first book I'm reading from this author, and the most important thing about this book and the most interesting thing about this book is that it's highly relatable. Like, it's something that you could relate to the daily happenings, the daily happenings, of course, like things that can happen around you and things that are already happening. So this book is about a family. Yeah, it's about a family that have been expecting to have a child for a very long time, and these are like two lovers that came together and agreed, of course, they want to get married to each other. Like, this is their love. It was a university kind of love, and then they decided to just get married. Like, there are some guys that immediately they meet you and they'll be like, I want to marry you. Him is Akin. Yes, Akin. Akin saw Jide, and mainly he saw her, he was sure that, oh, this is my wife. So when they say that guys always know what they want, it is true. Like, most guys actually know what they want, right? Regardless of the situation, a guy would always know what he wants. Yes. If it's not you, then it's not you. I'm so sorry, I'm going to be deviating. I'm going to try as much as possible to relate this book to personal stuffs or things that are happening around us. So if you're a book lover, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you do not leave this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. So let's go straight into the video. I would say that the major characters in this book are Dotun, Akin, and Jide. Jide for short. So Jide is the wife of Akin. Dotun is the brother to Akin. Yes, I don't know if it makes sense. And Jide is from a family, an extended family, and her mom, she lost her mom. Like, when her mom was trying to give birth to her, that was when she lost her mom. So she had zero knowledge about her mom. Like, her mother wasn't somebody she knew. All she knew about her mother was that, like, there were stories that were told to her while growing up. And so her dad married other wives. So growing up for her was really toxic and tough. Yes, because there was no motherly love. Her father alone could not fill up the space, and she could not see any of her step-parents as stepmothers as her own mother, because of course they had their own kids, and of course it was a case of preference. They always preferred their own children more than her, and they would always tell her that she would never amount to anything, and it would never be well with her. Like, all of those words and all of those things that you could relate with, that you could think of growing up in an extended family where there is no love. So along the line, Yejide, let's fast track. Yejide went to the university and she met Akin. Akin was already like a working class person. I think they met at the movies. This stage play now, I think Department of Theatre Arts, this is their production that is being done like every semester. So she went together for that particular show with a guy, like another guy, but they weren't dating. I think the guy just bought her like the movie ticket, but there was nothing involved. And also Akin too was there with another lady. Yes, he was there with another lady, and immediately he sighted Jide. Like, it was love at first sight. He could no longer concentrate with his own date, and she too, she could, of course, she had nothing to do with that particular guy, so it was something that wasn't interesting to her, and it was easy for her to notice Akin. So it continued like that, and then Akin waited for her after the whole show and told her that he couldn't concentrate because, of course, he was blown away by her beauty, and he knew for sure that he wanted to marry her. So he asked Jide after the whole show. Her date had already gone. He now asked her if he could give her a ride to her hostel, because of course he wants to know where she stays and he wants to know her room number so they could keep up with the communication. And Jide was like, do you want to carry me on your head or on your back? It's not like, no. Of course he's mobile, and wow, like, okay, you can give me the ride. And Jide was a very naive person who has vowed to get married a virgin, because of course her stepmothers had already told her that she's going to get married and pregnant out of wedlock, just as her mom did. I think her mom was a Fulani woman that fell pregnant for her father, and I think they didn't get married to her or stuff like that because she had no relations, and it was just her. So she now vowed, oh, okay, since you guys are saying I'm going to get pregnant out of wedlock, I'm going to show you guys the blood stains from my first night. Like, my husband would clearly show you that, tell you guys that I was a virgin, I married as a virgin. So she decided to stay a virgin, and she did not have anything sexual outside marriage. So when she met Akin asked her to marry him rather. Like, after I think months of seeing each other, he asked her to marry him, and of course she said yes. And I think they lived in Ilesha and she was schooling in Lagos. So he told her that he would always drive her down to school. She shouldn't worry, he can give her his car. And so at that time, Akin was a banker. Like, he had always worked in the bank, so he was well to do, of course. So when they got married, Jide, I think while she was growing up, she was learning how to braid hair. Like, she was an hairdresser. I think that's something she was doing to survive while she was in school, because along the line she lost her dad and she had to like fend for herself. She refused to go home. I think after the wedding she didn't go home again. She didn't have anything to do with her family again. Of course, she was like, she's alone, so there's no need going home and having any extra relationship or insults apart from the one she had received while she was growing up. So marriage with Akin was really, really good. It was sweet. It was something that everybody envied, and Akin even got her like a shop. She could start up a business while she stayed married to him. So her hairdressing business was booming. She was good. Like, she was really, really good when it comes to braiding of hair, fixing, and all of those stuff. Like, she was somebody that was up to date. But there was a problem along the line. Jide could not conceive, and her mother-in-law, that's Akin's mom, was all friendly, encouraging, always tell her to look for other solutions elsewhere, and like it was unlike every other mother-in-law, but that was like a show. It did not last for a very long time, so it became like a problem to Yejide concern. Of course, she wanted a child of her own, and she was thinking, okay, she do not have brothers, she does not have sister, no sibling at all. So it would be really painful for her not to be able to have her own child and just die like that, because of course the only family she had was her father and Akin. She considered Akin to be like the only survivor she had, like the only person that really cared about her. Fast forward to her mother-in-law became like a thorn on her own flesh and brought another wife to the house. Like one day she just woke up and everything was good with Akin, and Akin did not give her like signs of him getting another wife. There's a way he would have acted, I think, that would have hinted her, but there was nothing like that. And then she received a visitor, which was her mother-in-law, and I think Akin uncles, his father, and then another lady. The lady's name was Fumi, and this was how they introduced Fumi to her. Hello, Yejide, meet your co-wife. I've forgotten how they said it in Yoruba. Meet your co-wife. She just got married to Akin, and she's going to be giving our son a child. And I think that this is the problem we have in this country. Like, brother-in-laws are so quick to judge without even knowing. What if Yejide wasn't even the problem? Like, did mother even think about it? We just went to go and bring another lady. Well, that's a story for another time. Or just relax and get to find out if Yejide was the main issue in the marriage or not. So basically, I just want to round off and say what I have to say about the book. So basically, it was Akin who was impotent. Akin could not have an erection, and what he told Yejide when they got married, remember I told you Yejide was a virgin, she married as a virgin. He told her that there are different kinds of penis, and some penis do not have erections while some does. So it was something she had to believe. I think that was where the lie is, because it was a book, of course. People grow into things. There are ladies that I think it's part of human nature. You just read about things and you just get curious and you want answers to your curiosity. But since it was a book, let's just say Yejide was ignorant and she was naive. That was how the book made it seem. But we all know that it's not possible. It is not possible. And then Akin did the most stupid thing ever. He spoke to his brother Dotun and begged his brother to sleep with his wife and get her pregnant. That at least they struck a deal for at least 4 kids. How dare you? So he told Dotun her weak points and how he could. Okay, Dotun on his own was like a very persuasive person, very, very persuasive person. He is the kind of guy that can get what he wants, and he has a way of finding it. So I think that was what Akin took advantage of. And Dotun was married with kids, but he was known for flirting. Like, he flirted a lot. It's something that is associated with him because he was really persuasive, and it was something that was easy for him to get, of course. So Yejide fell pregnant, but she did not know that it was for Dotun, because of course she was having sex with Dotun, but to her she was pregnant for her husband, because the husband made it to look in a way that After having sex with Dotun, he have sex with her like almost immediately, so that it will not occur to Yejide that the pregnancy might be for the brother. So Yejide later took in and gave birth to her first child, which she named Olamide, and they did like a really big naming ceremony. But later Olamide died because they found out that Olamide was SS. They didn't even know at that point, so she fell pregnant again for Cezanne, which was a guy, and it was later Akin took the child to the hospital and got to discover that the child was SS. So Cezanne, it was during Cezanne's test that they got to discover that the child was SS, and the doctor told Akin that Akin was AA, so it is so impossible for him to have a sickle cell child. So he knows what it means, so he should ask his wife. So Akin was there shouting, Yejide is a cheat, blah blah blah, I'm going to deal with her. But all that was just like a show. He just wanted the doctor to think it was something that was real, but to him, he already knows what's up, and he knew that it was something that was all planned. It was only Yejide that was in the dark. It was only Yejide that did not know that, oh, this is actually what has been happening. So fast forward to that, they lost the child again, and then she got pregnant again. That is 2 kids down and 1 more to go. Rotimi, yes, Rotimi meaning stay with me. I think that was when they got the title of the book, Stay With Me. Rotimi was like the last child she had before the cat was let out of the bag, and she came to discover that it was a planned work because Akin became uncomfortable with the reoccurrence, and he was sad that his brother was always having sex with his wife. But bro, you were the one who planned it out. Like, you started it, so why are you being jealous? Like, why are you now jealous? So I think he caught them in the act and decided that day he wanted to kill his brother. Like, you must murdered him. I forgot to tell you guys that Akin killed Fumi because at some point Fumi decided to expose him because she was not as ignorant as Yejide. So I think after Olamide's naming ceremony, the night Akin was really drunk, Fumi too was drunk. She was not like, do you think I do not know that you cannot get a lady pregnant? Then how did Jide gets pregnant? Because I am sure you are not responsible for that child. You cannot get a woman pregnant. I know of this. I am sure of this. So Fumi was a really smart person. She was not as ignorant as Yejide was. So they were dragging, and that was how she rolled down the staircase, and I think she hit her head, and that was how she died. So at that point, Jide was even thinking she's going to be accused of killing Fumi. So let's go back. So Dotun almost lost his life, but later on Dotun told her the truth that it was the husband that planned that. She decided not to forgive the husband because she was feeling guilty. At first she was feeling guilty, thinking that it was her fault, knowing that it was the husband that begged him to seduce her. So she felt like the whole marriage stuff has been built on lies, and she was made to believe that was the truth. Even when some days at the salon, her salon, when ladies will be having talks about doing the do, and she want to tell them about her own husband, but she'll just keep quiet because she's a very shy person. And even when doctors will ask her, are you sure you're having a good sex life with your husband, and she'll be like, yes, because she feels like that is no that like that is not their business and it's something she has to. Okay, he told her that it was normal. Of course, probably it was normal. I really felt for Yejide because in Africa, being a woman without a child is really, really difficult. Like, everybody will want to pin the blame on you, and it is really more frustrating than being in the situation of not having a child. Like, it is too much. I just pray that we do not find ourselves in that kind of situation, because it is very difficult. It takes the grace of God to find a family and a husband that will not put you into pressure, of course. And although Yejide later left, so I do not know who to blame, because of course, in as much as Yejide think she was the victim, I feel like they were all like the victim, because of course, if it was not intended for you to cheat on your husband, she shouldn't have continued in the act. Okay, it was a mistake at first, but let's just assume it wasn't planned by Akin. That means there is a high probability that she could cheat in the marriage. So I feel like they were all the victim and they were all guilty. None of them were right, because if you ask me, like, who I want to ask, you are the planner, and it is something that you have been enjoying. And at a point, Akin was wishing that he came back. The first time he told Dotun to have sex with Jide, he drove back thinking he would want to stop it, but when he came, it was already too late, and then he wept. Like, he said that was like the first time he was crying as an adult. He felt betrayed, and he wished that Yejide did not fall for the trap. Like, I can only imagine the kind of hurt he was feeling inside, because of course, even if this was a planned work, sister, why would you fall? I know it's not easy, because that guy was a really, really persuasive person. Like, he was really, really persuasive. I know, right? I know sometimes it can be difficult, but if you are not that kind of a person, it shouldn't be something you should just fall into easily like that. I know you became comfortable with it and wished that your husband was giving you this kind of sex, like the way his brother was doing. So she left Rotimi with Akin, thinking Rotimi too would die, and she said she did not have enough love to show to Rotimi, and then she left for Jos. She became a gold dealer, and she became really wealthy. She set up her life in Jos, and Dotun had to go to Australia to start a new life, because at some point he lost his job. I don't know how he got money to leave the country, and he was begging his brother, always writing his brother to forgive him and all of that. But at some point, the brother forgave him, and Rotimi was already a teenager, and I think it was Akin's father's wake up, his funeral. So he had to invite Yejide for the wake up, and Yejide, in her mind, Rotimi was dead, because I think it was a time of coup. There was a coup. I think you know what coup is now, like military intervention. So there was no democracy then at the state. There was no democracy, so I think it was just a new coup, and then they were shooting and all of that. So she called Akin called Yejide, saying that Rotimi was very sick. She fell unconscious, and there was no way to take her to the hospital. And Yejide was already in jail then, and was begging Akin, you need to save her. You need to save her. And she just thought that, oh, probably the child might be dead. But then she saw, when she came for the funeral, she saw the child, and Rotimi decided that she shouldn't be called Rotimi again. She wants to be called Timi. Timmy. So that was how he ended. I think it was really a good book. It was really a good book. Very good. It was a good book. But just that see the writing, the text is just too small, and if you are not a very good reader, you might just get tired of this book because the text is really small, and that means it can be very difficult to read. And I felt like there was some stories that was added to this that was really not necessary, because those are like stories Yejide told her children, and those stories she wants to tell her kids to make them fall asleep. Midnight stories, but it was added here and it was very detailed, so I felt like there was no point adding it to the book. But apart from that, it's really a good book and I enjoyed reading it. Just know that this is just like a cut and join story, but if you are a book lover, I'm recommending Stay With Me. Make sure you get the book and enjoy, and tell me what you think about the book in the comment section. So guys, thank you guys for having me. Let me know if you want more of book review. I know this might not be like one of the best book reviews, but of course I'm trying to learn new things and also try out new things, so I'm open to learn, and I know the more I do it, the more better I become. So guys, let me know how the book review was. And I think, okay, I got this book for 5,000 naira. Yes, 5,000 naira. Depends on your location, but I'm going to put the link of the vendor. If you're in Abuja, she sells all kinds of beautiful books and any book you want, it's available in her store. It's an online store and she always delivers. So thank you guys for watching. I love you. Make sure you take care of yourself and remember that I love you guys. Alright, bye.